Hey guys, how's it going? Webhub Sisinti here. Alright, so this module I'm gonna talk about the connection strategy that I would follow if I was you. Well, it might slightly change based on your requirements. That's exactly why I actually outlined every possible way of reaching out to right set of audiences in the last module. You almost have everything outlined, and this is a module for people who are like, okay, Webhub, you've given me everything, but what should I be doing? I have no idea which one is the right thing, which one is the best way to do it. Well, the best way to do it is something that you should be able to actually get to, right, based on your requirement. But then this is something which I recommend to a lot of people. That is because it's probably the best people to reach out to. When you're connecting with people, right, you want the best set of audiences to be a part of your connections, right? So in this video I'll quickly talk about that. Well, the first one, or the first step that I have, is clean up your connections. Yes, you can have up to 30,000 connections. Initially when you're in 2000 you might be like, wait, the 30,000, so 28,000 more, right? But if you think about this, on a monthly basis you can easily connect up to 3,000 to 5,000 new people, right? When you think about that number, in 6 months your connections numbers will be filled. It'll be a full house, and from there you won't be able to connect people, but then yes, people would be able to follow you. If you look at my recent numbers, I don't know, when you're watching this video, I really don't know where I'd be sitting, but I'm right now at 40,500 followers. That means if I go it in the right way, it's basically something like 30,000 plus 10,000, 30,000 connections plus 10,000 followers. But actually, in my case, it's actually 25,000 connections and 15,000 followers. Why is there a 15,000 gap? Because I'm adding the right people on the go. So I like to have like 1,000 as a blank so that I can connect to anyone I want at any point of time. But let's say you already have 5,000 to 6,000 connections, sometimes 10,000 connections, or you could be one of them with probably 30,000 connections, and your content, when you put up something, people are not liking, you're getting 10 likes, 15 likes, 20 likes. That basically means you have the wrong set of audience. People don't care about you. You're putting up the content which they don't care about. That basically means you have a wrong set of audience, and you need to clear up the connections, and that is possibly the first thing that I would do before I start connecting. I would clean up all the crap before I start connecting. For example, right, when you sign up with LinkedIn gives up an option saying connect with everybody who we have interacted with on through your email. When you do that, it sends up requests to like in my case, it sent up requests up to 5,000 people, and a lot of them are completely irrelevant right now to me because that happened 5 years back. And a lot of you might be having that set of audiences which you should clean up, because every 100 or every 100 audiences that you clean up, in that 100 people you might have one target customer, right? When you add 100 good people, you might add up a client, or probably two, or maybe three, or maybe five. So cleaning up your connections is very important, right? Now, stealing competitors from competitors active following. Yes, this is a video that I already showed you in the last few ones. Well, this is an extremely important strategy. That is because you want people who are already with your competitor and already engaging, right? People who have liked and commented on your competitors content. Now a lot of you might be a digital marketer or a developer, and you were like, hey man, I don't have a competitor, I'm not a business, I'm an individual. Well, if you're an individual, let's say you are a developer, you have to find someone all over the world. You have connections all over the world. See who you are following on a very active note. Why are you following him? Probably because he's putting up a lot of content, you like him, he's an aspirational figure. Let's say you're a digital marketer, right? If you're a digital marketer, the best example that I showed you in the video is go to Neil Patel and steal all his following, because if you're making videos about digital marketing, there's a very good chance that all the people who engage with the content of Neil Patel will also engage with you, and they could be your possible customers right there, right? They're the people who are following him. So when I talk about steal competitors active following, I'm not just talking about your business competitor, but it could be a marketer, co-marketer, it could be a co-developer, it could be your co-lawyer if you are a lawyer, right? You get my point, right? You basically steal from an active influencer's following, and this is probably one of the most legit following you can possibly have. Now let's say you've already done that and you're like, Webhub, that's done. Well, there are a small set of audience, I have them all. Well, this is what I would suggest. Make a list of active, make, now you have to basically engage or connect with people who are active on LinkedIn. Well, how do you find that? How do you find only people who've been active on LinkedIn? You can do that with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. In the video, I'll basically show there's actually a module for that too later on. But then in Sales Navigator, you will be able to filter out people based on if they're active in the last 30 days. And this is an amazing set of people because they come to LinkedIn on everyday basis. And if they are of your same market, let's say you're a marketing guy, if they are marketers too, they will engage with your content if they find something relevant. So that's more about it. So that's the next step. So you basically get people who are at least active on LinkedIn, right? And the final one is you start connecting. Well, you can start connecting with the multiple processes that I've already taught you with the two tools that I told you. In fact, there's one more module coming up with a completely separate tool, or I mean, you can absolutely go with any of these three methods to connect. If you want a free way of doing it, you can go with Phantom Buster. If you want extremely with message sequences and things like that, you can go with a growth lead, right? So that's more about this video. This is the outline that we're talking about. Let me quickly give you an overview again. First, we clean up your connections. You clean up your connections, steal competitors, active following, and then you basically make a list of people who are active in last 30 days using Sales Navigator, and you start connecting. That's the outline of this awesome strategy. And don't worry, I'll be taking you through each of these steps in this module. See you on the next one.